Hello everyone, this is Simon from Inception Designs, and this is going to be the third step in building one of our autocockers, and this is going to be installing the valve into the gun body. Now your valve screw, which locks the valve into place, is going to come in the little bag with the ball detents and the ball detent cover screws, which we just used in stage 2. So you're going to need that one, and then your valve itself will have come with the gun body kit. I'll take that out. This is our ultra fast closing high flow valve. This valve is designed to shut very quickly to give the best consistency possible. A few different features with the way that it is stabilized with these points. Now one thing that's very important to check is that there's no flashing on the points of the valve. Sometimes that flashing will actually push the valve just over slightly, stopping it from aligning and can cause a valve leak. So just make sure there's no flashing on those peaks. If there is, you can just take it off very easily with a pair of nail clippers. Should be very straightforward. Oh, I was out of camera. Hopefully, I'll try moving it forward a little bit. So the peaks of the guides. I want to make sure there's no flashing on the peaks of any of those. That might cause the valve to misalign. Okay, and then we have an O-ring on the stem, and this actually means as the gas flow comes through the valve, it closes the valve very quickly, and closing the valve very quickly leads to a very consistent gas burst and a very efficient use of the gas. So you end up with a very consistent gun that is also extremely quiet. A combination of a lot of different pieces and techniques that we've learned over the years with autococker valves. Okay, so what we're going to want is Dow 55 grease, Dow 33 in this case. You can use Dow 55 on the outside O-rings. On this inside O-ring, I'm going to put some Dow 33 and just smear it around and make sure that it goes into the groove of the O-ring. I'm going to put the valve onto the stem. I'm going to do the same with the Dow 33, and you could use Dow 55 here. Once you have a valve in place, you don't ever want to be removing it. You don't ever want it to have a leak. So Dow 55 isn't a bad choice. Dow 33 is also a good choice. I'm going to smooth that round. Make sure it fills in all of those O-ring grooves. A little bit over the body. So it should be nicely greased up. Now it's extremely important how this goes into the body of the gun. So we want to make sure that the hole is to the top. There's only one hole in this valve, unlike some other valves. It actually makes it a little bit harder to manufacture, but it makes better performance and better flow through it. So one side is a location for the set screw, and the other side is the location for the valve to actually release the gas into the gun body. And this side needs to go up. So when you have your gun body, you're going to put your valve in with that hole facing up. Now I have a handy piece of hose. This is actually hose from a sprinkler system, and I use this as a guide just to push the valve in nice and square and easily. You don't have to have one of these, but it does make life a little bit easier. And then you can line it up, and as the valve is coming down, you can see it through the hammer slot. If it's not aligned up nicely, just take an Allen key, move it around so it is aligned, and push it down so that it lines up correctly with the set screw location. Now you should not be able to see through the hole here. If you can see through the hole here, you've orientated the valve incorrectly. Okay, then we're going to get our valve set screw. Now you don't need to tighten the screw down very hard. You only need to use this screw to locate the valve and to stop it from backing up. So it's just a light tightening. I have a little bit of VC3 anti-vibration on this screw, so I'm going to tighten it down, then I'll never have to worry about it coming back out. You can use blue Loctite. I don't recommend it as much as I do recommend using the VC3. All of the screws that come from us should already have VC3 on there. And so I'm going to tighten this down, and it just needs to come down. It's about flush with the body and it's just touching the valve, and that's enough. You don't need to torque it down crazy tight. What you want is the actual air pressure to align the valve and everything inside when you gas the gun up. So just bring it down so it's a little bit, so it's just flush and just pushing on the valve. That's all you need to do. If you are tightening it down too far, you can actually cause the valve to kink, which can cause a gas leak, in which case you can just back it up slightly. Okay, so that is stage 3, installing the valve.